Oh, welcome back to the channel. This week we're kind of taking a bye week. We've had some delays on the project, so figured I'd provide an update. Overall, we've gotten everything done for the OSB and everything is ready for the trusses. But as I stated in earlier videos, with the complexity of how this roof system goes together and all of that, there's no way that my wife and I and a couple of friends could do it. We just don't have the expertise and the skill set to do something that complex. So I made the decision to hire a contractor to come in and help me out, get the roof on. But the problem is that everybody is so busy that they're weeks and weeks out. So we've had a little bit of a delay. Luckily, a couple weeks ago I was able to get a hold of a local contractor through a friend, and we've got that scheduled for next week. Barring any more problems. For example, we had scheduled a crane, and they managed to call me today and tell me that the crane is now broken, and today's Friday and we're scheduled for next Thursday to do the trusses, and we're without a crane. So there's been a mad scramble this morning to try and go ahead and find one. We did manage to do that. It's going to be coming from about almost 2 hours away, which is a huge expense, but what can we do? We have a crew scheduled for Thursday, and we're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, and we're just going to have to pay for the mileage and the drive time to get that crane out here, because it's essential that we have it. Otherwise we can't do it. As I said, the good part is that we managed to get a hold of a construction crew. There's 4 guys that are going to come out here and help me get the trusses up. I'll have to admit, it's extremely stressful for me. We're at a dead stop until we get the trusses on, so that we can continue with the roof system and work towards getting everything dried in and ready to go here. On the window forefront, they came and they sent one guy out to try and move those big sliders into the garage and the shop. And unfortunately, they're just too much for he and I to move, and so they just left them on the pallet in front of the shop door, and we're waiting to see. Hopefully, we'll get some answers here next week. They're supposed to send some more guys out to try and move the windows inside, so that the manufacturer can come out and assess how badly damaged they are, and if they're gonna just replace the frames on them, or if they're gonna go ahead and replace the entire windows. I have yet to see. That's a little bit frustrating, because that's been going on now for 5 months and still no answers on that. We're about 2.5 months from winter, roughly, give or take. We do get snow here in November in Montana, so I'm trying to get this thing dried in before we get to bad weather. It's a race against time to see if I can get that done. Like I said, once we get the roof on and get the house wrap and the roof sheeting on, we should be good, because then we can start installing windows and getting things ready to go here. But overall, we're still a long way from it, and like I said, we got 2.5 months until we get there. On a positive note, the good thing is that the house has now been sheeted, and we are 100% ready for the trusses to go on when that gets here next week. I'm pretty happy with that. It's been pretty stressful to get to that point, but we're now getting there. And I'll be honest, this is it's days like this and events like this in this building process that really want to take the fight out of me. It's a mental battle, right? It's not, if it were 100% up to me and I let my ego get in the way, that says just hire the crane and do this yourself. And the truth is, there's just no way to do it. You have to know your limitations, and I certainly know mine. And this is just one where I need to bring in help for it. There's no shame in that game to do that, and I'm glad that I had the fortitude to ask for it and get all that scheduled. So we are ultimately getting closer to putting the roof on this house, and that will certainly, once that's done, alleviate a lot of stress, so that we can just continue on. But we have a lot of work ahead with that, and until then, we'll spend this week getting some stuff done around here. Kind of took an early day from working on the property. We're headed to Palmer Park to go see Shakespeare in the park with some friends. This is a pretty unique little opportunity. It's something that the Montana State University does from June to September, traveling throughout Montana, and they put on 2 performances a night. So we're headed out tonight to see kind of a modern adaptation of King Lear. Should be different, and we'll see.
Drinking helps to my niece, and I will drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. What is love? Is not hereafter. Recommend that present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. And delay there lies no planning. So what is there? Sweet and twenty. The stuff will not endure. What's to come is still unsure. What is love is not hereafter. Every bird that present laughter.
So today is a maintenance day. I've got the lawnmower broke again, and I lost another blade on there. The whole mechanism that holds the blade into the pulley and all that broke loose, and so I've got to fix that. I've got to try and service the generator, since that has been a while since we've done that. Need to do that, so we'll get busy today trying to get some maintenance stuff done around here, as well as trying to still have to mow and weed eat all this. So we've still got cleanup, still got maintenance to do, and we'll get at that today and see if we can get ahead of it. One thing that has become very apparent as we've been working on this little machine is that it is undersized for the size property that we have. And at some point, we're definitely going to have to upgrade it to a larger tractor to make sure that we have exactly what we need in order to maintain the property, along with the haying from our neighbor. So, as you can see, where it broke off, sounds like the bearing in there is shot as well. So we'll get this changed out and put it back in. We'll get it changed out and hopefully get it put back in without any effort, and hopefully get the mower back up and running. But we're making progress on it. All right, so we've got our new part, and we'll get the blade on and get everything else installed, and hopefully get this back up and running. Now, it shouldn't be that complex anyway, but it's still time consuming and it's warm out, so I want to get this done before it gets too hot. Every little skill that I managed to pick up, including fixing the tractors, does in the end save us money, and is worth the time and effort to do it myself. But I'm hoping that it stays together a lot longer this time. Well, all right, we got the little tractor fixed. Tractor, I don't know why I call it that. It's a little tractor to me, but anyway, I got the lawnmower fixed and back into repair, and so now we can start using it again. A little bit here and there, but going to take it a little bit easier. I'm getting tired of replacing parts. They're not ultra expensive, but it's kind of a pain to keep having to replace parts on it. Anyway, we're on to the next project. The good part was that was pretty simple. I just had to change the oil in that. It hasn't been done in a while, and it's getting ready to come up on some major use again. So we got it cleared out, and got new oil in it, and she's ready to run for our next big project. One thing that ended up surprising me today is that while I was sitting in the shop, a black bear decided it was going to come take a visit. It was a little disconcerting at first, but it had no intention of bothering me. Well, not much is happening on the property this week, as you can see. We did take some time to do some much needed maintenance. So we've been running equipment pretty solid for the last year with not a lot of attention to it. And we've got a lot of big projects coming up. This coming week, we're going to start putting in the roof trusses, and that should be a huge task, and we're going to need every bit of everything we have. So stay tuned as we get ready and move on to roofing. That should be an exciting deal. We've got the crew starting this coming week, and we will get hammered on that. Anyway, if you like this type of thing, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified when new videos are uploaded. And thanks for watching.